We're going to look at comparing quantities and specifically fractions to ratio. Last video we talked about ratios to fractions, so let's do it the other way around. Example 1. Alexandra and her family watch either sci-fi or documentary series during lockdown. We've all been there. If 4/7 of the time they watch sci-fi, what is the ratio of sci-fi watched to documentaries watched? So, this time they're being a little bit tricky with the information they're giving us. So write the ratio up for the variables and then the given fraction below it in the respective place. So, what does that look like? Well, what variables are we looking for? It says it in the question. What is the ratio of sci-fi to documentaries? Right? So that means we're going to say S to D. So I'm just going to shrink my pen a little. So we're going to do S to D. And then we want to put the fraction below in the respective place. So 4/7 of the time they watch sci-fi. So that's 4/7 right there. Now we need to find out the fraction for our documentaries though. Now how do we do that? That's step 2. So we subtract the numerator from the denominator. So that means we go 7 minus 4, and that's equal to 3. Right? Because that's just how do we make 7/7? That we're just finding that 3/7. So 3/7. Now, to write this ratio, well, we can't have this doesn't look very proper, right? We don't really need these 7s. We can just get rid of them. So we're actually just going to write the ratio as 4:3. Now, example 2. Marcus Aurelius and Augustus Caesar fought many battles. 3/8 of the time Marcus won. What is the ratio of battles won by Marcus to Augustus? So, I'm going to denote that with an M and an A. So I'm going to write M to A. And also by doing this can help yourself too if you're doing longer problems or if you have a little trouble getting lost here and there. So M to A. So 3/8 of the time Marcus won. So 3/8. And now we have to do 8 minus 3, which is our 5. So we know over here it's 5/8. Last thing we have to do, we want to write it as a better ratio. So we're going to drop the denominators and we're simply going to write it as a ratio 3:5. We can check this because we have just done doing the reverse process before, right? So we can check this, right? What is our total parts we have? So our total parts is add the parts together, right? So that's our 3 plus 5. We get that 8 denominator back, and then we can either put our numerator from either on top of our total parts, and we get back of our original value. So here there are 3 questions for you to try. Pause the video at this point. Once you are ready and you've done the questions or you're stuck, press play and then I'll go through the answers. Right, so let's look at question 1. Amy has watched 4/10 of the seasons of Friends. So we want to write down the ratio of season watched to seasons not watched. So I'm just going to put that as watched and N for not. Okay, so this is why sometimes it can be beneficial to label stuff because it's not a really good way to label that one. You can sometimes just label them whatever you want if you want to use A's and B's for everything, X's and Y's. But I like being a little bit descriptive myself. So watched to not watched. So we have 4/10 she watched and 6/10 did not. And so our end ratio is just 4:6. Looking at question 2, we have 3/4 of the students eat school dinner. write the ratio of students who eat school dinner to those who do not. So I'm going to put dinner and not. Sorry, dinner over here and not here. So D to N is 3/4 and 1/4. So at the end, we can just drop our denominators again, and we just write it as 3-1. Lastly, during an average day, it rains half of the time. So I'm going to write this as rain. And this one, since I have to pick out my terms or my values, I'm just going to write them out one at a time. Rains half the time. So I'm done that first part. I'm done all the way up to there. Is cloudy for 1/8 of the time. So C for cloudy. And 1/8. And sunny for the rest. So sunny for the rest. So write down the ratio of sunny to rainy weather. Well, we want sunny to rainy. So that's all great, but we don't have sunny. And we have some weird fractions. Well, we're just using a lot of our knowledge. So let's write these as the same fraction. So 1/2, we have to times that by 4, times that by 4, and then we get 4/8. Well, 4/8 plus our 1/8 is 5/8. So it is then sunny is going to give us 1 minus 5/8, which is 3/8. So you can fill in 3/8 over here. And now let's actually answer the question. Write down the ratio of sunny to rainy. So sunny to rainy, we're only writing that. And remember, we're just going to drop off our denominators, right? But keeping in mind, we're talking about rainy, so we're actually going to have to write this rainy with our one here. This part I'm going to put in blue, right? Because we changed the denominator. So if we want to be able to drop the denominator, we have to actually keep it in the same respect. So sunny to rainy, then be 3 to 4.